These aren't tears, these are tears of joy. Finally, we get a buff on Loba, the most sexiest, best legend that I think is in the game. Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Makai7 here, back with another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys my ranked / pubs guide on Loba, my #1 main that I've been using ever since I switched from Warzone to Apex Legends. And yeah, Loba is just the most fun, best legend to me, and I'm going to teach you guys my guide on her ever since they buffed her for season 9. But before we start this video, we gotta say our socials, promote our socials and everything. So follow the Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok, all Makai Simpins with double I's. TikTok, we almost at 7,000 followers, so if you guys want to check that out, it's at Makai Simpin if you want to check it out. And then after we do all that, we can get started with this video. Alright, so the reason why nobody liked Loba when she, first came out in like season 7 and 8 is because her tactical did not work at all. Like seriously, every time you threw it, you will most likely get a finger wag every time the bracelet came back to you and would not teleport, and then people would laser you every time you could not teleport to the high ground or to a different position because you was getting jumped by enemy squads. Now that's one of the main reasons, such as me, a Loba main and other Loba mains out there that did not like about her. And also that was basically pretty much it, because her tactical did not work at all. And then since her tactical did not work, her passive and her ultimate was really not key to the game to help her out at all. She was basically there for loot in the beginning or end game, and that's why most people did not like her. But the main reason why people did not like her was her tactical. Alright, so now that I got all that out the way of why people did not like Loba, or Loba mains were pretty annoyed by her tactical not working 100% at the time, we can get started with this video finally. The first 3 things we're going to say is the passive, her tactical, and her ultimate. Now the first thing is the passive, which is called Eye for Quality, which is seeing nearby epic and legendary loot by through walls. You can see epic and legendary loot through walls. You can also see the red items like the Kraber and the triple take, blah blah blah. You can see that through everything, crates, walls. And then it's the same range as her ultimate, which is the Black Market Boutique. Now the range, you can see the range by just pressing the ultimate, and then you see that little circle on your map, and you can see that range all around. So her range is pretty good to see legendary and epic loot, and that's a really good passive, and I really enjoy that. So you could get epic loot before enemies, or even get epic and legendary loot before your teammates, be petty like that. But yeah, that's where her passive is. And then on for her tactical is Burglar's Best Friend. Now this is the main thing about Loba that makes her a meta type character, an aggressive type, or even a defensive type of character. Her Burglar's Best Friend tactical is, teleport to hard to reach places or escape trouble quickly by throwing your jump drive bracelet. She was always say jump drive bracelet or whatever. She doesn't say Burglar's Best Friend, she says jump drive activate or whatever. But yeah, this is one of the main things that make her try hard and make her defensive. They get high ground or teleport to different places. Now her ultimate, Black Market Boutique, place a portable device that allows you to teleport nearby loot to your inventory. Each friendly or enemy legends can take up to 2 items. Now I'm gonna tell you the cons and the pros about this ultimate. Now the pros to our ultimate is that obviously your teammates can get up to infinite ammo and 2 items from the item shot or whatever. They can get 2 items and infinite ammo all the time, and her ultimate activates every 120 seconds. It used to be 90 seconds, but they nerfed that to 120 seconds. It's still fast though. I think she's like 2nd place of the fastest ultimate besides Mirage. I think Mirage got the fastest ultimate in the game, but Loba has one of the fastest ultimates, reactivations or whatever for her, ultimate. And that's why I think she's also another OP character, because her ultimate is so OP, especially I only think it's OP when it's the end game or the beginning of the game, because you can get like a level 4 shield as soon as you land for 120 seconds, or you could take enemies loot while they're fighting, and all you gotta do is just put her ultimate right next to the battle so you could take their loot from the death boxes. That's why I really think she's overpowered, and people should start maining her soon. Alright, so now for the cons on this is that you got to destroy it every time your teammates got their loot, got their 2 items, and got their ammunition and all of that. That's why I think this is a con all the time, because if you do not break this thing as soon as you're done looting inside the ultimate, enemies will take advantage of this and get as much ammo as they want, or even get one of the legendary or epic items that your teammates could not get because they already got their 2 items. So that's why, as a Loba main, or you're trying to out Loba, always destroy the ultimate when you are done looting it, unless you're using it as cover and you're still staying in the same position in the area with your teammates, you know, whatever. If you're leaving the area where your ultimate is, always break it. That's one of my tips about it. Alright, so now that I told you guys about her passive, her tactical, and her ultimate, now I'm gonna give you guys some tips and tricks and some really good, you know, strategies to do with her. Really OP to me that I figured out myself, or either got help from other YouTubers, and I'm just gonna restate some of the facts and, you know, tips and tricks that they said. Alright, so now my first tip that I'm going to tell you guys is her tactical, which, you know, the main thing you got to focus on with Loba. Now, every time you use your tactical, if you're about to push a fight, or you're trying to get to a different area because you're not in a good position to fight, always get the high ground. You want to always look where is the highest place, the highest building, the highest rock, mountain, hill, wherever is the highest ground, and just take advantage of her tactical by putting her bracelet to the high ground. This will clutch so many fights once you teleport to the high ground and just beam them, you know, from the top of the building or wherever you're at. Always get the high ground. This will help you a lot and your team if you use her tactical at the best spots, which is the high ground. Now, before you teleport to high grounds and the hills or whatever to get the high ground from the enemy team, you got to make sure that you teleport it to the right, you know, travel distance. Her travel distance is 70 meters to 100 meters travel. That's what I think. That's what I estimated when I was in the training ground. 70 meters to 100 meters travel. So you got to make sure that whichever spot you're trying to teleport to is that, you know, distance that she can go up to, or you're gonna mess it up for you and you're just gonna either get beamed, get off the map, or teleport to a whole different spot and you can't even fight the enemy team at all. So you just gotta make sure that your, you know, travel distance is from 70 meters to 100 meters. So yeah, all you gotta do is just take advantage of the bracelet and take advantage of the high ground by teleporting your bracelet to the high ground so you could beam enemy teams. And trust me, now that they're buffed their tactical and it's 100% every time you use it, this is a perfect aggressive method for Loba, and I recommend you guys doing this every time. Now for the next thing, the next tip about her bracelet, her tactical, is that you could use it to retreat every time, and that since her bracelet works 100% of the time and it goes such a far distance, you could easily escape enemies all the time. I don't know how many times I was able to escape from Pathfinder's Octanes because her bracelet can go so far or either go up so high and I could just hide or either just run away from them, go to a jump tower. It's a really good retreat method for her to use her bracelet all the time. So every time you're in a fight that you cannot win, or you're trying to run away because you're by yourself and all your friends have died and you're trying to respawn them, it's a perfect retreat method to do. If you have your bracelet recharged, always use your bracelet when you're running away. Don't just run away by foot, or else you're going to get beamed by the 3 or 2 people running after you, getting thirsty for kills and RP. Alright, so now the final tips, which is going to be about the black market. I'm going to tell you guys a few tips and then some more pros and cons about her black market. Now, the first tip about her black market is that you could use her black market for cover, which her black market has 100 and I think either 100 or 150 health, not quite sure, but anyways, that's still 100 health. And her black market, I use it all the time to either block doors or either use it for cover if I have no cover at all near me. This came in clutch so many times when I use her black market for cover, and it has a fast recharge time, so you can use it multiple times in a long fight, or if you're about to get third party by another fight. And yeah, so basically her black market be either used for cover or just, you know, looting enemy death boxes or buildings. So that's one of the tips about her ultimate, the black market. Now the cons about her black market is that her black market is easily, you know, it could be easily tried by enemy players. I don't know how many times 2 teams or another team just came over to my building just because they either heard the ultimate started, or they either saw the big blast it does when you put it down on the ground, and they see the loot coming through walls getting taken by crates or death boxes, and they follow that trail all the way to you. So just be prepared for enemies coming after you once you put your ultimate down. And yeah, that's basically the only con about it. Now the pros about this is, like I said, it has 100 health, and you could block doors or, you know, block hallways or whatever and use it for cover. So that's just basically a pro about it, and, you know, a good aggressive or defensive tip. Now, one more thing about her ultimate, now since we're in a different map for, you know, ranked, which is World's Edge, and as you know, World's Edge has votes, and sometimes you won't be able to find a vote key, and that's why Loba comes in clutch for ranked or pubs. You could use this to get one item, only one item, before your whole ultimate gets destroyed, and it would take at least, you know, 2 to 5 HP away from your armor or your health once you take this item that you cannot take away from the vote. So just keep in mind that when you're taking items away from the vote, you can only take one. That's why Loba is also a good character, and that's why you guys gotta main her. She's just OP. Alright, you guys, so that was basically all the tips and, you know, the guide for this video. I'm gonna rank Loba as a high B tier. Last ranking video I did for season 8, I had her as a low C tier because, you know, her tactical was just messed up. But now she's really a high B tier, and I recommend you guys trying her out. And I'm telling you guys, she's really OP now. She's really an aggressive legend in this game. So yeah, please try this out. You won't regret trying her out. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys made it this far. If you guys made it this far, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe on the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
You win! Perfect!